A lot of leeway. We're on a motion to adopt. Those who favor adoption of a committee rules report will vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed will vote no. Mr. Clerk, take the vote.
Aye 16, nays 13.
The motion is, having received a majority of those voting, is adopted. Without objection, motion to reconsider. Senator Kyle.
Mr. Speaker, the motion received 16 votes. It did not receive 17 votes, which means it is a constitutional majority did not adopt the action on the Rules Committee report. This was the final action on this particular Rules Committee report, and the final action in this legislative body is a parliamentary majority. For the chair to rule that one could pass the final action on this parliament, this was an amendment to the rule, an amendment to a motion, yes, the majority rules. But I would suggest that the chair think carefully on this matter before the Speaker rules that 16 members on this floor can bind the entire Senate. This was a report from the committee. It was a complete report to the committee. There may be other reports. It was not an interim report. It was not an amended report. It was the action of the body. We have never, and I'll yield to Senator Henry if he can perhaps recall that this Senate or Speaker Wilder, he can recall when we have ever passed final action on a matter with less than 17 votes. So I would ask you, Speaker Ramsey, to reconsider your position as to whether this matter passed. I would truly not wish to challenge the ruling of the chair. I truly do not believe that is the appropriate ruling.
Mr. Clerk, you've not spoken about this. So.
Mr. Speaker, the Senate is operating under adopted rules without Rule 70. Therefore, there is no authority in the rules declaring what vote it takes to adopt or amend or alter or modify the rules. It has been the practice of the body that when rules are before the body, that they may be amended on the motion to adopt temporary or permanent rules by a simple majority of those members voting and present on the machine.
Senator Kyle.
Mr. Speaker, I would point out, as my colleague from Shelby has stated, that this Senate has had Rule 70 since 1979. So any motion to amend the rules would have taken a 2/3 vote. So I would say to you that there isn't precedent in this Senate for that because of the existence of Rule 70. I would say to you that it has been the custom of this Senate that the final action on a bill or resolution or report takes 17 votes. I was very clear when I asked the Speaker what would happen if this matter did not pass. And the action is, Mr. Speaker, it does not fail. It simply returns to the committee from whence it came to when it can get 17 votes. We've been operating, that's the dilemma that we have. For the Speaker to rule as he is, Mr. Speaker, I would ask you seriously to reconsider your ruling in this particular matter, and would be glad if the Speaker would entertain a motion to recess where the Speaker could think about this.
Well, I have ruled that 16 votes does pass it. What was your question? I was actually speaking to the clerk at the time.
Mr. Speaker, if that...
I don't think he wants to speak on this. That's fine with us. Or Senator Wilder, would you wish to speak?
I don't feel it's proper for me to make a ruling. He's Speaker. I'm not Speaker. I don't feel it's proper for me to make a ruling on it. There are other persons who can make a ruling that could be asked to look at it. This is one of the most difficult situations I've ever been in because I have convictions, and yet my convictions I can't speak. And partisan politics is overriding my convictions, and I don't like that. I don't like it. I mean, I like for the Senate to be the Senate, and I like for the membership to be considerate of each other, and I like for us to care about each other. And I know we've been here a while, but it's not my way.
Kilby, you still have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I didn't want Senator Wilder to make a ruling. I just simply want to make the right vote on this issue, and I want it to be based on institutional history of this chambers. And I would like to yield to Senator